What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espeon here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Gold Randomizer Nuzlocke. We do have our team fully healed. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think I healed at the end of the last episode, but apparently I did. And you may be wondering, if you didn't watch the last episode, Alex, why would you need to heal your Pokemon at the end of the last episode? And I think that's kind of a stupid question if you are wondering that, because, like, obviously, at the end of an episode, by the episode's end, you've probably done something with your Pokemon. You've probably gone into a battle. You probably need some sort of healing. But we especially needed healing because in the last episode, we actually took on the gym of this town. So now, I don't really know what we do next because I don't really have a lot of experience with Gen 2. However, so I don't really know what we do outside of this town. However, next, before we leave this town, obviously, once we leave this town, I'm pretty clueless again regarding like what is next in the game. But I know that before we leave this town, we have to go in here, the Ekrotique Dance Theater, where we will be fighting the Kimono Girls in order to get Surf, I believe. So, what does this guy have to say? I'm fairly sure I've already talked to him because I already heard dialogue about the Kimono Girls. But let's talk to him again just to make sure. Ah, youngster, have you learned to dance like the Kimono Girls? If you go to their dance theater, an odd old man will give you something nice, I hear. That is very strange way of wording that. So do I have to actually beat them to get the HM? Because he said an odd old man would give me something nice, and I'd imagine that something nice is Surf. So maybe I don't have to actually, like, fight them in order to get the HM, but maybe it's like he gives it to me once I finish fighting them because he sees that I'm, like, a really strong dude or whatever. Let's see. Not only are the Kimono Girls great dancers, they're also skilled at Pokemon. I always challenge them, but I've never even left a scratch. Lad, if you can defeat all the Kimono Girls, I'll give you a gift. Okay, so that guy seems to be the guy who's going to give me the HM, and I need that HM in order to beat the game, obviously, because Surf is very important to the plot progression of Pokemon games, usually. And, he doesn't seem to want to give it to me until I've beaten the Kimono Girls, so let's do that. That man's always with his Rhydon. Says he wants a Pokemon that can surf and dance. Is he trying to make a synchronized swimming Pokemon? I guess so. Go. Okay. Thank you, Rhydon, for your input. This woman looked like a Pokemon from the back. I'm not sure which kind of Pokemon, but like her hair made her look like not human. It looked kind of like a stump. Like the back of her head looked kind of like the top of a tree stump, so I thought this was like a grass-type Pokemon. The Kimono Girls are so beautiful, but they have to go through rigorous training. And they have to learn to follow customs before appearing in public. But if you love something, anything is possible. I'm not sure that's exactly how love works, but, you know what? You can hold on to that nice thought. I won't crush your dreams, lady. So let's see who will be fighting first. That's right, it doesn't matter. They all have randomized Pokemon. Doesn't matter which evolution they have. Usually, they will have probably not an evolution now that I'm fighting them in this file, because it's randomized. So, it doesn't really matter which one I'm doing first. They all have randomized Pokemon, and not a specific evolution. So, you have lovely Pokemon. May I see them in battle? I guess I have to. You have to see them in battle, because in order for me to battle you, which I have to do to get the Surf HM, you would have to see them in battle, wouldn't you? I would have to send them out, which would allow you to see them. So yeah, you need to see them in battle. There we go. Bugcatcher Kim wants to battle. Bugcatcher Kim sends out Tangela. That is very different from an evolution. But hey, maybe it's the same type is what I was going to say, but there's not a grass-type evolution in this game, so I guess not. We are going to switch out Judy immediately because while I'm not particularly frightened of Tangela usually, the fact that I have a water-type Pokemon out against a Tangela is kind of making the Tangela a lot more scary because it's super effective on us. And, maybe Submission, maybe if it was just pure Grass-type, I might keep Judy in, because they are a fully evolved Pokemon, and they have Stab Submission, so that would probably one-shot. They are a fully evolved Pokemon, well, the Tangela is not, and they are, like, quite a bit higher in level than Tangela is, so I'd expect them to outspeed because of those two factors. And then also they're gonna hit with a Stab Submission, and that high level, plus the fact that it's Stab, would result in Tangela almost certainly dying in one hit. But the fact that that Tangela is not only Grass type but also Poison type makes me think that Submission actually wouldn't kill in one hit, despite the fact that Judy has such high attack, and also its stab. Regardless of both those things, I feel Submission, I'm cautious to just stay in and use Submission, because I'm not so certain it would kill because of the not very effectiveness of that stab, high attack Submission, because of Tangela's poison type. Oh, you are very good. Thank you. I enjoyed that bout. I would like to see you again. Okay. What does the blue one have to say? I wonder if they're, like, color-coded. I don't know what the green one would be. I'd imagine at least, like, if there's a blue one and a red one here. So I'd imagine the blue one is Vaporeon. The red one is Flareon. And if there was a yellow one, I'd imagine that's Jolteon, but I don't know what the green one is. Because, obviously, there's no green evolution yet. There's no Leafeon in this game. That's not until Gen 4. So, I don't know which one the green one is. If they had a black cloak, then I would be like, oh, that's the Umbreon one. And I don't know if there's a one with a purple cloak, because then obviously that would be Espeon. But, maybe they're on the other side of the stage here and I just can't see them yet. But since this one has a cloak that is not the color of a evolution that is in the game, I'd imagine the one that I can't see besides the yellow one, which I'm anticipating there will be, will also not have a cloak that is the color of an evolution that is in this game. I always dance with my Pokemon. Of course, I also train them. Okay. I do remember the Kimono Girls episode of the anime. Wasn't there like a young one that like needed to prove themselves or something? I don't remember which Pokemon they had. I don't remember which like cloak color they were or which Pokemon they had. But I remember there was a Kimono Girl that was like the younger one that like needed to prove themselves in some way. It actually kind of reminds me of like does this Crobat have like a flying type move right now? My Crobat doesn't have a flying type move, and it's level 14. Okay, so this thing is higher level than my Crobat, and my Crobat, just because my Crobat does not have a flying type move, doesn't mean this thing also doesn't. So, I mean, I guess we switch out, just to be safe. I don't think it does, because I doubt that it would learn like a super powerful flying type move in 3 levels if its moveset hasn't really changed. To my knowledge, I don't recall it changing for like 3 levels now, so I don't think it would change again in another 3 levels, but like, who knows? Maybe at level 16 it gets like a wing attack or something. And so I should be scared. But, regardless of whether or not I should be scared, I will be scared, and I will switch out to Juan, I guess. Give Juan that XP over Henrietta, so that they can become a higher level than Henrietta is, and we can finally have a starter that is the highest level Pokemon on our team, because that's just what I like to have on my team. Especially in the case of Juan, because in this case, I think it is very necessary for our starter to be our highest level, because our starter is, like, probably the weakest Pokemon on our team. Not the weakest Pokemon on our team right now, but it will permanently be, like, in the long term, probably the weakest Pokemon on our team. So, yeah. We're going to send in Juan and kill this Crobat, and then get our, finally, Juan 1 level above Henrietta by sending them up to level 30, because they have only just a little bit more XP. You can see by the XP bar, they only have just a little bit more XP needed to go from level 29 to level 30, and then finally, they will be 1 level above Henrietta, which I've been wanting for this entire series, but for most of the series has not been the case, just because Henrietta has been so much more useful in so many more circumstances, so therefore I've been sending out Henrietta, honestly, probably a lot more than Juan. It coupled with the fact, that Henrietta probably needs less XP to level up than Juan does, because it is a Route 1 bird Pokemon. That combination of me not sending out Juan as much, and Pidgeotto just leveling up faster, means that, like, obviously, Pidgeotto has been higher level than Juan for most of the game, even though I've been wanting Juan to be the higher level one. But no more, Juan is now higher level than Henrietta. I wonder how long that will last. Oh, so close. I almost had you. I'll let you think that. Actually, let me talk to you first, before I leave. Rhythm is important for both dancing and Pokemon. Okay. I'm gonna save, like, the one in the middle for last. Okay, so this is... Oh! So it's not, like, color-coded or anything. Like, yeah, they are, like, different colors. But, like, I don't know now. So, like, do the colors of the cloak actually correlate to the Pokemon that they have at all? Or does the red one not even have the Flareon? Because I thought they was just like, oh, this one is blue, so it has they have the Vaporeon, and this one is red, so they have the Flareon. But this one is not yellow, this one has a blue cloak as well. So now I don't know which of these has the Vaporeon, which makes me wonder if either of them has the Vaporeon, or if the cloak color has actually nothing to do with the Pokemon that they have. I don't know. Let's see before we fight this trainer if any of our Pokemon have sustained some real damage. I mean, not really. I think we're pretty good to go into this battle without needing to heal anyone. And Judy certainly has not sustained any real damage. I don't think they've actually sustained any damage at all. Although I may have just been unable. I may have just like rushed through looking at my Pokemon really fast and not really read how much health they had, and just gone by the fact that the health bar seemed full, and just been like, oh yeah, Judy's at full health, without actually reading like the numbers. But I'm fairly sure they're at full health, just judging by the fact that the health bar looked pretty darn full. So we're gonna keep them in front. Doesn't seem like it would be a problem. Seems like we could send them in, and they wouldn't really be in any danger of dying, even if we sent out something that was like, even if we sent them out against something that like had pursuit and like pursued them, it would not be a problem. It would not do enough damage, because I'm fairly sure they're at full health, and even if they are not at full health, they are at like very high health, so we don't have to worry about pursuit killing. Even if we do send them out against something that has pursuit, that we would for some reason need to switch out against. All possible scenarios that I can think of, sending Judy out here as our first Pokemon is fine. Oh, you're a cute trainer. Would you like to battle? Sure. Okay, so next Kimono Girl, third one out of the 5. Bugcatcher Mike wants to battle. Bugcatcher Mike is about to send in Victory Bell. Okay. So now we are going to obviously switch out of Judy. This thing should not have pursuit, and even if it did, obviously, as I said, full health, not a problem. We are going to switch into Henrietta, I guess, and there goes, just like that, there goes Juan's level lead on Henrietta, because Henrietta is also pretty close to, yeah, level 30, if I recall, and I did. So, yeah, they are going to level up, almost certainly going to level up after defeating this Victory Bell, because while we are a bit higher level than it, fact of the matter is, it still should, so that means we're getting less XP from it than, like, something that was, say, well, we're not getting less XP from it than if we were a lower level, we just, like, need more XP, so us defeating a Pokemon that is so much lower level than us doesn't really give us all that much XP in terms of, like, how much we need, because obviously the higher a Pokemon's level gets, the more XP is needed to level it up. So, judging by the fact that it is so much lower level than us, it will not be giving us, like, all that much XP in proportion to how much we need to level up. But, however, 345 still seems like it would be enough to get us that little bit that we need more in order to get to level 30, and it was. Okay. So that is Henrietta and Juan both at level 30. Juan was only higher level than Henrietta for a total of, like, 1 battle, but that's okay. Point is, they're both the same level, which is quite close. It's like, you know, that's 1 level. Juan is 1 level away from being higher level, and them being the same level is better than Juan being lower level than Henrietta. So, you know what? It's cool. I'll just level up Juan again as soon as I can. You're stronger than you look. I really do want Juan to have that level lead on Henrietta. It's just important to me. I like to treat the starter like they're special, because they're my first Pokemon. I like to have them higher level than the rest of the team. It's just a nice, I don't know how, like, important it is to, like, my gameplay, but it's just a nice thing. I like to have it that way. I trained a lot, so I thought I was a capable trainer. I guess I'm not. Oh, don't say that. You got it, you're a good trainer. Just not as good as me. And then again, who is? Like, it's nothing to be ashamed of, you couldn't beat me, it's okay. Do you like my dancing? I'm good at Pokemon too. Oh, are you? Okay, let's put that to the test. Let's see. Let's see if you really are good at Pokemon as you say. Bugcatcher Joey wants to battle. Bugcatcher Joey's sending out Noctowl. Okay, that is super effective against Judy, who we have out right now, so we are going to switch Judy out. Simple logic. Super effective. Equals no Judy. And rather than having Judy out, we are going to have Juan out instead. Because, as I said, want Juan to surpass Henrietta in level, and hopefully this time, I want them to surpass Henrietta level again, and hopefully this time stay above Henrietta's level for a decent amount of time. So we are going to electrocute this poor Noctowl. Super effective move, but it takes it pretty well because our special attack kind of sucks. That's okay. We will slowly whittle it down if we need to. Not a problem considering it's doing so little damage to us. Do we have anything to heal sleep? I don't think we do. But I'm gonna check just in case. Self-heal for burn. Self-heal for anything else. Self-heal for sleep would be great. Self-cure for confusion. But anything for sleep. Self-cure for poison. But no sleep. No sleep? No sleep. Okay. Nothing to heal sleep, unfortunately. Still nothing to heal sleep. I'm sure I checked, like, last gym if we had anything to heal sleep. And the answer was no, and the answer is still no. So perhaps we should get on that. Perhaps we should find a place to buy awakenings, because sleep is very annoying. And it's really debilitating. Because obviously you can't attack until you wake up. That's a pain in the neck to deal with. It'd just be really nice if we had something to cure that sleep. Just have to sleep, and have to sleep only one turn rather than like 3 to 5. But you know, well, I guess it's not 3 to 5. It's like 1 to 5. Like you could wake up for turn 3, right? I know, like, depending on what puts you to sleep, the amount of time you stay asleep is different, and that's really confusing to me because then I don't like have a good measure of it. Because obviously when you like rest to put yourself to sleep with like the move rest, it's only 2 turns every single time. But then like when another Pokemon puts you to sleep with say Hypnosis, you may be asleep for 5 turns. Like I don't know like what is the difference. I don't know like what is. I don't have the knowledge of like if you get put to sleep by this, how long will you stay asleep? I just know that the maximum amount of turns a Pokemon stays asleep is 5 turns ever, and then that you know, you stay asleep for 2 turns exactly if you put yourself to sleep with rest. And obviously I know that in Gen 1, when you wake up, you spend a turn waking up. Meanwhile, in other gens, you don't. You just wake up and then take your turn. Those are the 3 things I know about sleep, pretty much. Ooh, you're good at Pokemon, too. 3 basic things I know about sleep. Obviously, there are other things I know about sleep in Pokemon, such as, like, the ability Insomnia, which allows you to not fall asleep. Like, I know other things about sleep. That's just, like, the main 3 things, obviously. I can keep dancing because there are people who enjoy what I do. My Pokemon keep my spirits up, too. Okay. And 1 more Kimono Girl to go. Am I crazy or this room or is this room uneven? I'm pretty sure it is. Because this Kimono Girl, the blue one, to my right, is way farther away from this red girl than the other blue Kimono Girl is. So maybe they're just unevenly on the stage, or maybe the entire room is uneven. I don't really know. But something is clearly uneven here. Is my barrette pretty? Is it barrette or beret? I think it's beret. I think I'm stupid. I fear I'm stupid. Oh, a Pokemon battle? Never heard anyone say barrette, so I guess it's beret, and I'm just being a silly goose. Whatever, that's okay. Bugcatcher Sonia wants to battle. Bugcatcher Sonia sends out Mareep. Okay. I remember when I had a Mareep. That was nice. But hey, you know, all Pokemon change at some point. Everyone grows and changes, Pokemon included, so... Now, my Mareep is no longer a Mareep, but a Gligar. And that's not really that big an issue. You know, that's just how Pokemon works. That's just how life works, honestly. Everything grows and changes. Pokemon more so than other things, because Pokemon evolve into, like, entirely new creatures. But everything grows and changes, so I shouldn't be that, like, hurt by it or anything. I shouldn't be that upset by it, because that's just the nature of life. Creatures grow and change. And my Mareep evolved into not a Flaffy, but a Gligar. So that's a little weird, but in general, it's just like any other, like, change as you grow. They grew and they changed into something else. They changed into something different from what they were before. It's not exactly what I was expecting them to change into, but, you know, it's just growing and changing. That's just how life is. I don't have any Pokemon left. Alex got $1,224 for winning. That's a decent amount of dollars. I put a different flower in my beret every month. See, I said beret this time. See, that time I pronounced it right. Are you proud of me, guys? I'm proud of me. Not only are the Kimono girls great dancers, they're also skilled at Pokemon. Yes, I've already read this dialogue. I always challenge them, but I always lose. Yes, got it. Now, I beat them, so now it's time for you to give me an HM. It was a rare treat to see. I want you to have this. Don't worry, take it. HM03, thank you, sir. If you didn't have to fight the Kimono girls, I was wondering why I would have seen, like, in every Versus I watched a Pokemon of this generation, like, everyone always fighting the Kimono girls. So, like, judging by that, like, everyone always fighting them in Versuses, when it's a race, and you want to go fast, I was like, certainly there must be a reason you have to fight the Kimono girls. So I thought that, like, you had to fight them to get Surf, but I wasn't sure. Maybe they had to fight them for another reason, I don't really know. But, that was in fact the reason why they had to fight them, so now I know, for future playthroughs, in order to get Surf, you have to beat the Kimono girls first. That's Surf. It's a move that lets Pokemon swim across water. Okay, thank you, sir, for that wonderful gift. And I'm happy I could please you with my awesome Pokemon skills. When I went into this mart before, did I talk to the trainers in here? I don't think I did. Here's this lady. See, look, here's one of these old lady sprites again. And if you look at it, like, it kind of does look like a stump. I said before that, like, the back of her head made it look like the top of a stump. Like, hopefully now you see it. Like, if you didn't see it before, now hopefully you see it. Now that I'm, like, pointing it out before I turned her around and the illusion is no longer there. But, like, I promise I'm not stupid. This does look like a stump. Like, come on, guys. This looks like a tree stump. If you use Revive, a Pokemon that's fainted will wake right up. Thank you for the advice, you wonderful stump-shaped woman. My Eevee evolved into an Espeon. An Espeon? That's me. That's me, guys. That's me. That's the Pokemon that my mascot is. But my friend's Eevee turned into an Umbreon. Boo! That's not me. Not me. I wonder why. We both were raising our Eevee in the same way. That's because if you evolve your Eevee in the daytime, if you level it up in the daytime, it will evolve into an Espeon. If you get it to level 20, I believe, in the daytime, it will evolve into an Espeon. And then, if you level it up to level 20 at nighttime, then you will get an ew yucky Umbreon. You will get a if you level it up to level 20 in the day, you get a gorgeous, beautiful, majestic Espeon. And if you evolve it at night, if you level it up to level 20 at night, it will evolve into a yucky, ew, disgusting, gross Umbreon. So, I mean, clearly we all agree, you gotta evolve it in the daytime, right guys? Mount Mortar is like a maze. Be careful, don't get lost in there. So I'm guessing by the fact that he's saying that I probably have to go to Mount Mortar next. This is probably Mount Mortar, this cave right here. Eon Mail! I saw Eon and I was like, am I about to get something really cool? Because Eon is a pretty cool word. Aren't like Latios and Latios like Eon Duo or something? Or am I just like misremembering? Mount Mortar. Eon Dragons, Eon Duo or something? I don't know. I'm sure there's some Pokemon that's like, some legendary Pokemon that's like related to the word Eon. There's some legendary Pokemon that has the word Eon having to do with it. But I just don't. I think it's Latios and Latios, but don't quote me on that one. Waterfall Cave. Inside. Okay. What route are we on here? Is this a new route? I don't think this is a new route. This is Route 42. Oh, it is a new route, I think. I don't recall seeing Route 42 on any signs before, so. Ecruteak City to Mahogany Town. Okay, so Mahogany Town is where we have to go fight Price. And this is where I got lost, first time I tried to play through Gen 2. And I never knew how to get to Price. I never got past Price because I never found out how to get to him. However, I have watched more Pokemon playthroughs since then, especially of Gen 2. I've watched, well, not especially of Gen 2, but I have watched more Gen 2 playthroughs. I have watched more Pokemon playthroughs, Gen 2 included, so now I know you have to go across this water in order to get to Price. Can I actually, like, go over this water right now? I know I have Surf. Like, am I able to right now? I don't know if I am. I'm clicking on the water. Not clicking, but, like, pressing the button on the water. And it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Maybe that's because I need to, put Surf on one of my Pokemon. Maybe I need to teach one of my Pokemon Surf. Or maybe that's instead not because I need to teach one of my Pokemon Surf, and just because I don't have the badge that I need to use Surf right now. It could be either one, I don't really know. But let's teach our Pokemon Surf and see if then I could... Oh, it could also be the fact that I just, like, need to go into, like, the Pokemon menu and then, like, click the Pokemon... Not click. press the Pokemon, then press Surf. Like, I can't just, like, press on the water in this game. That could be what it is. But, who am I teaching Surf to? I think it's obvious. It's going to be Judy. Judy may not be a special attacker, but, it is still better stab than Water Gun, so we can at least replace Water Gun with Surf. Learn Surf? Yes, I'm going to be very careful as not to delete a move that I would regret. However, even if I was just spamming A, I would have deleted the right move anyway, so that wasn't really necessary, but hey, better to be safe than to be sorry. Judy forgot Water Gun, learned Surf. Wonderful. What an upgrade. Crazy that you get Surf, like, so early in the game. I guess we're not really that early in the game, but I feel like this is earlier than you normally get Surf. You know, in Gen 3, you get Surf at... Oh yeah, we can Surf right now. So theoretically, we could just go over to there, like, right at this very moment. But I don't think we have any reason to right now. So I'm going to save that for later, that area of the game. And hopefully if I forget later on that I need to, hopefully I don't forget later on that I need to go that way after we've done, Jasmine and the fighting type guy who I can't remember the name of. So now we're in this dark cave with nothing really to light our way, unless I have Flash on a Pokemon. I hope I do. That'd be very convenient. Honestly, pretty necessary in this game, because it's not like Gen 3 where it's like, oh, you have a little circle of light around you. This is like, it's pure darkness. You don't know where on Earth you're going. You can't see a single frickin' tile unless you have Flash. So I need to teach a Pokemon Flash because I don't have a Pokemon that has Flash right now. And Flash, luckily, is a pretty useful move. All the HMs, at least the HMs are pretty useful. Flash is probably like the least useful HM to have on a Pokemon. But we're going to teach it to Kenya, because Kenya's moveset sucks anyway. So we might as well. Obviously, it's not like the most useful move in the world, but it's probably better than something that Kenya has. Supersonic, we could get rid of Supersonic. Screech is, I mean, replace a status move with a status move, right? Like, replace Supersonic, because Supersonic, it has better accuracy. It's not only has better, Supersonic has less accuracy, and is also less useful than Screech. So, we should, delete Supersonic, definitely. Screech can be actually useful. Supersonic almost never is, in my experience. So, we'll teach Flash over Supersonic, and then we will use our new Flash move on Kenya to illuminate this cave before we walk any further through it. And by walk any further through it, I mean walk through it at all, in any direction. In any way. And in here we have a Pidgeot. Okay. That is cool. I don't have Pokeballs, do I? I don't have Pokeballs, but I could call species so that this is not my encounter. Let's do that. Well, let's not fight it with Judy. That would be a terrible idea. Let's instead send out Juan, because they got the move that's super effective on it. Not the best Pokemon to be using Thunder Shock, but it is still a super effective move, so we're gonna go with Juan. And Thunder Shock. I'm anticipating a 3-hit KO. 2-hit KO. Okay. I mean, I guess we are double its level. I shouldn't have underestimated you like that, Juan. I guess I should have really accounted for the fact that you are double its level and believed in you more. But you know, I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't think that. Judging by like previous experiences, I guess I just didn't think that Gligar would be able to hit that hard with Thunder Shock. Unfortunately, we ran into another thing before we were able to exit this cave. Gosh darn it, this is our encounter, and we have nothing in our Pokeball pack besides a Master Ball, which we will definitely not use on a frickin' Hypno. So, I guess there goes our encounter for this cave, and I don't really know what more I need to do in this cave. I don't know if there is more I need to do in this cave. So, perhaps I just sacrificed, like, the only thing, ruin my ability to get the only thing that I would find that is useful in this cave. Perhaps this cave has just become literally useless to me, because the one thing that this cave could provide to me that was useful, which would be an encounter, is now no longer available to me because I'm killing my encounter right now, because I have no Pokeballs that can catch it besides a frickin' Master Ball. gosh darn it, I need to learn to buy Pokeballs. In fact, when I leave this cave, I am going to go, before I end off the episode, because I'm going to end off the episode, after I kill this Hypno. But before I end off the episode after killing this Hypno, I will, oh my gosh, I will go back to town and buy Pokeballs immediately before I have to throw away another encounter. Because I will be so upset if this happens again, like, next episode. I will accept, but, you know, I know it's going to happen again at some point in this series. I'm not perfect, I'm only human, I will forget to buy Pokeballs at some point. It's bound to happen again, at some point in time. I just hope it doesn't happen, like, again, very soon. I hope it takes a little bit before the next time it happens, and in order to make sure, like, not ensure, or make sure, but, like, in order to reduce the chances of it happening again soon, I'm going to buy Pokeballs right now. Just, don't put it off anymore. Just buy the Pokeballs right now while I remember. Don't put it off until next episode, because next episode might start, and I'll have forgotten. And then I'll go then I'll find another encounter with no Pokeballs to catch it, and then I'll have wasted another encounter. But we're not gonna let that happen. Right now, we are just going to go over here. We are going to buy Pokeballs, so we are ready for our next encounter. I don't have to remember to buy Pokeballs in another episode. We just do it right now, so that we are equipped with Pokeballs to catch our next encounter with, rather than having to suffer the pain of running into another thing without Pokeballs to catch it, besides a freaking Master Ball, which we will not be using to catch it, because probably not be using to catch it. Maybe it's a legendary, maybe we will be. But judging by how few legendaries there are in this game comparatively to future games, I doubt that would be the case. I doubt that we will be running into any legendaries anytime soon as our encounters. But I'm just gonna light up this cave. I don't know why I'm choosing to do that before the end of this episode. I guess I just wanna... Oh, that's sticky keys. No. Okay. I don't know really why I want to light up this cave before I end off the episode, but I do. I guess I just want, like, a nice, well-lit cave to welcome me in the next episode, at the beginning of the next episode. But, thank you all so much for watching, EV Clan. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Espeon, signing off.